There aren't many things that are absolutely free in life because so many things we do come at a cost. And more times than not, the deciding factor on what we choose to do is how much it costs. How much are we willing to pay for it? And that usually all depends on what value it holds in our lives. But when it comes to our relationships, the payment method changes from currency to words. For instance, if someone does something nice for us, we repay them with a thank you. Or when someone takes the time to dress up and look nice for us, we pay them a compliment. When someone has been good to us over the years, we'll often pay them a visit and let them know how much they are loved and appreciated. When we see someone in need, we pay them with generosity and work diligently at trying to find ways to fulfill their needs. And when someone speaks value in our lives, we will easily pay them some attention. And when someone we look up to does something admirable, we'll pay them the utmost respect. So why is it when it comes to creating kindness in our relationships, we can easily find ourselves at a loss for words? If you're ready to put some kindness back into your conversation so you can improve the health of your communication, stick around with me over the next few minutes and I'll share with you a few things I've picked up over the years that have proven to be sure methods of incorporating kindness back into our relationships. Hi, welcome to You Can Talk. I'm Ruth Finney, and this is a channel solely dedicated to helping you talk your way to healthier relationships. Whether you're married or dating, or if you're struggling to communicate with family or friends or people you work with, then this is the channel that will help you experience some real change. If you're willing to put some simple principles into practice, become a talker, subscribe to You Can Talk, and check out my tips, lessons, and classes on weekday mornings at 5 a.m. Central Standard Time, or come chat with me on my Talk to Ruth live sessions held on Saturday nights from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Walk with me through the user's manual as we discover some revelations in communication that you can incorporate into your life so that you can talk your way to healthier relationships. I've often heard the term, "it doesn't cost a dime to be kind." And as true as this may be, it also seems to be one of the hardest things for us to incorporate into our relationships. When we're first meeting someone or first dating someone, or if we're in the first few years of our marriage, we typically put our best foot forward. We present the best of who we are. We willingly express kind words, speak in loving tones, constantly take the other person into consideration. We become extremely accommodating, and we go out of our way to make the impression that we are a good person, a nice person, and someone worthy of being trusted. Yet when our relationship begins to mature and time begins to pass, we'll barely allow 2 words to come out of our mouths if we think it may do the other partner some good. Why does this happen? Have we fallen out of love? Do we no longer care? Have we just become lackadaisical? Or are we just too busy with our routines of life that we just forget to make kindness a priority? If we want to improve the health of our relationships, we must be willing to pay up. If we intend to bring value, happiness, appreciation, love, and respect back into the relationship, we have to invest word currency back into our conversations. So let's take a look at how we can begin to do just that. Expressed kindness contributes to an overall feeling of good intention and positivity. Have you ever been praised by a group of people expressing loving, uplifting, or encouraging words to you? When you left their presence, you still felt the high of the emotions they drew up in you. And those emotions may have made you want to cry because your heart was so full of joy that it just felt like it wanted to spill out of your eyes. Well, that's the kind of fullness we want to keep palpable in our relationships. Our user's manual tells us in Galatians chapter 6, verse 9 through 10, to be kind to one another, tenderhearted, forgiving one another as God in Christ forgave you. Therefore, in order to be kind, we have to be a cup filler, meaning we have to be willing to forgive past wrongdoings and learn to pour into another rather than just waiting to receive from the other. Offer help and assistance. I see your plate looks pretty full this week. Is there anything I can take on for you, or are you good? They may say no, they may say yes, but either way, the consideration shows care and concern. Offer support and encouragement. I know you've been dealing with a lot and our lives are so full with so many responsibilities, but I just want you to know that I appreciate the way you're handling things. You've been stepping up to the plate like a real trooper, and I could just imagine how much more difficult things would be if you weren't here. I just want to thank you for being you. These simple words show that not only are we paying attention, but we're also acknowledging and showing appreciation for their contributions to our lives. And who doesn't like to be appreciated? When we first met the person we fell in love with, we were so excited about them. We couldn't learn enough about them. What their favorite color was, what kind of movies or music they liked, what their interests were, their favorite cologne or perfume. We wanted to know about their favorite team or what television shows they watch, how they felt about this or that. We wanted to know everything, and we couldn't learn it fast enough. But over time, that wonder and curiosity begin to dissipate. We're no longer interested in what we're doing from day to day. In fact, half the time we don't even care to ask. So how do we begin to show interest again? We ask things like, how are things going at the job or with the project they're working on, the game they're watching. Ask about their family or their friends or their hobbies. Ask how they're feeling overall about life or what their thoughts are on current issues in the world. Give them space to talk about whatever they want to talk about while we're just listening attentively, acknowledging their statements and expressing our comments. This may mean that we may have to put down the phone or turn off the TV every once in a while. We may have to put the kids to bed earlier and make time for each other through date nights or lunch dates. Be intentional and make each other a priority. In Hebrews chapter 13, verse 16, it says, "And do not forget to do good and to share with others, for with such sacrifices, God is pleased." Everyone can appreciate when we are made to feel special in the life of the one we love. One of the ways we can show that kind of love is to speak lovingly about our partners to others, even when they're not around. There's no greater compliment than to hear from a family member, a co-worker, a friend, or even a complete stranger that the one we love has said something kind about us, complimented and spoke highly of us, or even spoke up and defended us in front of others when we weren't there to defend ourselves. So we want to make sure that when we're around others, we're careful of the things that we say about our partners, their families. Be careful about things that you say about any bonus children we may have. Be careful not to point out their flaws, belittle their decisions, make fun of any parts of their physical body or appearance. And don't allow others to speak disrespectfully about them in any way. When we uplift and defend our loved ones, it strengthens the bond and creates oneness. Philippians chapter 2, verse 4 says, "Let each of you look out not only for his own interest, but also for the interest of others." So work to develop a mindset that if we wouldn't say it about ourselves or allow anyone else to say it to us, then we won't allow it for our partner either. Finally, put fun back into your relationship. Playful conversations aren't just for children. Silly jokes, funny experiences, lighthearted humor, and flirtatious dialogue, things that make your partner blush or feel slightly embarrassed, promotes healing and incorporates play back into the relationship. Proverbs 17:22 says, "A joyful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." The spirit of joy and laughter can turn a negative attitude into a positive one. Playfulness activates our human connection hormone and keeps us held in high value with the ones we love. And when our value is high, people will choose to pay the price of speaking kindness towards us every time. If you can relate to any or all of these communication struggles and are tired of the seemingly endless cycle of communication barriers that are keeping you from the relationships that you desire to have with others, then become a talker. Subscribe to You Can Talk. Select that notification bell down below and meet me here on weekday mornings at 5 a.m. for my talk tips, lessons, and classes. Or come over and chat with me over on my Saturday night Talk to Ruth live sessions from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks for watching, and if you would, please hit that like button, leave a comment below, and know that whatever you're committed to working on, I'm rooting for you and praying for you, because you can tame the tongue, Approach with compassion, listen deeply, knock down the barriers, and talk your way to healthier relationships. Let your communication be the light of God's love the world so desperately needs to hear.